Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Lot Pod, the Leeds Rhinos Lot 17A podcast, kindly brought to you by ACD&B, who are a branding and creative design agency based in Farsley, Leeds. They create standout brands, so if there are any companies out there who need a new brand or a brand refresh, just get in touch with ACD&B, and we kindly thank them, as always, for supporting us and for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it. I'm Eddie. I'm your host for this one, for the Salford match review panel. Joining me is, as always, Statman Reese. How are you, mate?
I think I'm still on a high. I'm not quite
Of course
sure
you
if I've
are.
come down
I
yet.
hope your delusion's as high as mine.
It's just, what a great weekend. I mean, we'll go into it in a lot more detail, obviously, but
Well, we
kicked
will.
off with Leeds United yesterday, Scum losing today, and then Rhinos topping it off. I mean, weekends
took the
don't
words out of my
really
mouth.
get
It is
better, do they?
the perfect weekend. It's the weekend of all weekends, watching that Scum result come in, and then obviously the Rhinos managed to hold on and win. But who have we got on the podcast today, mate?
We have Chris and we have Laurie, if I can get hold of him.
If Laurie can pull his finger out, you mean?
Yeah. But what we've got on for the podcast today, we obviously got to review the great win again today from Salford. We're going to have a bit
today. I know it's the first time we've ever reviewed on the day.
Yeah.
It's so fresh.
It feels a bit professional, doesn't it? It's not like us, is it?
It's not like us at all.
No. But yeah, we've got the review of Salford. We'll cover quite a few transfers because there's quite a few rumours flying around last week regarding the Rhinos. We'll do our usual Super League roundup, obviously give you an update on what's happened with the other Rhinos teams as well. And then we'll do the mailbag.
Sounds good to me.
But let's bring Chris in.
Chris, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Welcome along. A newbie. We love our newbies here.
Yeah.
Nice shirt as well. What's that, 90?
91.
91. That's a legit one as well. Yeah.
One. I don't mess about. I've got. That's a real...
Oh, Reese, look at this.
Yeah, see, none of these retro ones that I've bought from the shop. These are originals, these.
Chris is holding up legit original. Is that 93? Yeah?
94, that.
94.
I've got a... That's not an original.
Oh, put it down.
There's a story behind that.
Story behind that one. The Balmain Tigers.
Yeah, and this is my favourite.
Oh, I saw it. I thought it Casford then. Sorry.
Oh, look at that. The Gillette. 2006, 2004?
I think this is a 2003 one.
Is that the shirt Morley got sent off in? It's a Great Britain shirt for those that can't see.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes, we always Reese is always like, oh, look at this.
Yeah, I'm criminal for it.
I don't think it's the actual shirt he got sent off in, but yeah, it's from that series.
It is that one.
That's my favourite. Well, it's a bit of a lie that my favourite ever shirt is actually the Australian one, but
it's an Australian shirt. Oh,
they've never changed it, have they?
No, it's a classic, which is why I don't know why England did that, but that's a whole other.
My wife's Australian, and I lived in Sydney for 3 years as well. So
right. So there's that connection as well.
I lived near Balmain, so I used to go watch Wests, which was pretty good because it was when Gareth Ellis were over there.
Oh, as well, so you had that connection to the Rhinos as well. So, well, we'll crack on without Laurie. Laurie might just drop in one of our regulars. Sorry?
Is he here?
Laurie? He's here.
Hi,
Laurie. Welcome along. Are you all right?
Technical problems, mate. Absolute shambles, mate.
We all know how bad your broadband is. Powered by an hamster.
Oh, honestly, mate. Absolute shambles. Sorry, won't be a thing. Yeah.
Right, we'll crack on with the Salford match review, which was today as we record this. Chris is our newbie. We'll start with him. We always start with positives, Chris. What positives do you think Leeds, Rowan Smith, us as fans can take from this win?
Right, I'll be honest, this might be a bit controversial. I think that's...
We like that. We need a bit more of that on here, I think.
I think it's the best win at season.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain.
It's the only one that's really mattered, doesn't it?
Mm.
And there was a lot on that game. So there was... It made us clear from relegation, although we would have been safe anyway, I think. But technically... And they're our main rivals to get in that sixth position.
Yeah.
Mm. The start was immense.
Mm.
But they were actually the second best team for 40, 50 minutes.
The what? Mm.
We've still
the what?
So yeah, it might be a bit controversial because it's all right hammering Wigan and it's great and all that, but that to me was the best win of the season.
Yeah, I think the start were amazing, Laurie. I missed the first 10, 12 minutes because I was late. A great start. What do you think some of the positives we can take from this one, Loz?
I mean, I think, that first 10, 15 minutes, our attacking line was absolutely superb. I mean, you look at the try we scored straight away, and it was literally like watching. If you'd have put that, I know it sounds awful to say, but if you put that first 10 minutes against any performance early this season, you'd have laughed at it. And literally, because we played that good and literally we looked that dominant, it was literally like watching a team who we didn't expect at any point earlier this season. And we looked really good. And that try, to start things off was superb. And
that try I missed.
Yeah, that try that you missed, mate. Yeah.
As in 54. Yeah.
That try you're all cooing over now.
And then the try that Myler scored as well. It kind of like...
I missed that as well.
Yeah, you missed that as well, mate. Well done. We looked really good. And the funniest thing is, we genuinely did look really good. And I think... I mean, I know they came back into it, but it's almost one of those where you consider that it were two teams who've played really good rugby recently and who were coming against each other. So you can almost take it with a pinch of salt that Salford were always going to come back at us. But the way that we played were actually superb. And I think full credit to us. I think really we do need to, we can give ourselves some big praise there.
What did you make of it, Reese?
I was so excited in the lead up to the game because I thought, one, it was the family day, it was a double header, but this was probably Super League's two informed teams at the moment, you could probably fairly say, coming up together, both playing exciting rugby. I thought this is going to be a great game of rugby. In reality, for about 40, 50 minutes, I absolutely hated that game. Why
don't you tell us all about your BPM?
Well, my heart rate, I can get it on my watch now. It was horrendous. Don't wear a watch watching these games. I think it's just the last 4 hours. I'm down now to about 70. The highest it got to
just
was
calm down.
145 beats per minute was the highest.
Wow.
It recorded. So I was a bit stressed. And I was saying to me, we went up 18-0, and me and my dad looked at each other and went, it's not over. This isn't going to be a walk away sort of thing, a walk over for the Rhinos. And I have to admit, I kind of agree what Chris was saying about it's probably the best win of the season because Wigan was a complete performance, but Wigan were also off the boil. Whether we made them off the boil or not, today was much more of a contest. We had to fight, and we in that second half we must have had 6 sets on our line, that we had to defend, and they only got over once. And Salford looked quick. They were dangerous in attack. I crap myself every time Callum Watkins got the ball. Every time Sid Laffey got the ball.
He looked keen to score tonight. Yeah,
he did.
There was just. Yeah, Salford I thought Salford were brilliant tonight, and I don't think the score is a fair reflection of how dominant they were.
No, I don't.
Most of the game,
until because they had loads of pressure on our line, right up until Hanley's interception.
Yeah,
that killed the game. It was like they were really swarming forward, and then that interception.
I've heard this that it's not a fair reflection, but I've probably said it myself. But I kind of disagree with that. It's a fair reflection of how we defended.
Yeah, good point actually. Yeah.
I don't think the score. I don't think we were 20 points better than Salford, but I do think our defence was brilliant. And Hardacre made some phenomenal tackles. In that game, he was brilliant. Jared O'Connor made one. I think Cam Smith made a couple that were try-saving tackles. Like the defence was brilliant. To consider they only scored 3 tries, I'm quite amazed in that. And you go back to Rowan's first game, which was against Salford over there.
Salford away, yeah.
That side would not have held out as long as we did.
Genuinely, today. I've got a genuine question here. Did that almost feel like a playoff game because of the intensity?
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying about it being the best win of the season.
Yeah,
I think we lose that game, we'll struggle to get into 6th.
Yeah.
No, right.
Because we would have been a point behind or 2 points behind the others. I think or maybe a point behind.
I'm going to join the delusional. I think we'll get 5th now.
That's not delusional enough, Chris. That's not delusional enough.
I must admit, I think I'll be honest here, lads. I definitely think 5th or 6th.
I think we'll get 5th.
Okay.
I think we generally could at the moment, but I think the one positive for me today was the ecstasy of Hanley running down that wing was incredible in the moment. And then I remember looking over to another guy in the south stand. He was wearing a silver cap and he was wearing that silver away shirt that we just don't win in. And I think we've actually officially retired that away shirt now because
I saw someone wearing it today. I forgot about it.
I looked at this guy. We both looked at each other and we just had a collective sigh. We just looked at each other and just went, like we just almost in unison, like we had this cathartic release of thank God.
I'll
be honest, right? The Salford end, as soon as Hanley got the ball, everyone just like, come on, somebody get him. And then by the time we got to halfway line, everyone just went, oh, yeah. And we were all celebrating, and you could see the collective, like, it was almost like an emotion of just like, yeah, that's the game. And Salford fans were leaving. As soon as he literally scored that try, it was almost like, yeah.
Time to go.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think we've pretty much had 4 or 5 years where, let's face it, we wouldn't have won that game.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like it was like a release. We've had games where we've beaten teams like we've beaten Wigan. But I don't know. Like a bit of.
I think you could say that for the last 2 games. The Catalan result, obviously, last week, and that I can probably agree with you. That took some resolve today. I think that's probably, again, I'm going to change my answer now. I think the biggest positive was the resolve in defence and coming out the other end of it with a 20-point win.
Don't you think next, I mean, I know I'm slightly jumping the gun here, but don't you think Friday night's going to be an absolute massive game?
Well, it's another 4-pointer. We're only 1 point ahead of Hull KR. Yeah. So it's another 4-pointer again.
Yeah. It's going to be an absolute belter of a game.
We should be winning that.
I think we will win it. I think we'll win it quite comfortably, but my delusion, you're all talking about 5th and 6th. I'm sat at Old Trafford, you know.
You've won the grand final.
Yeah, I'm booking that Monday off work. You know, so I'm already there. I'm getting my tickets sorted for Old Trafford. I
don't think if we carry on playing like we're playing, there's many teams that will want to play us in playoffs.
Well, me, Reece, and Laurie met after the game and spoke about that, and we were like, I bet Chris is right. I bet the teams that are around there thinking Leeds are just that new coach feeling, they're picking up the wins, they're looking good. I'm telling you that every one of them now, they're thinking, I can't remember who said it, but one of us or someone in our group said there'll be teams in there now who do make the playoffs with us, because we will make them. They'll be thinking, please don't, I don't want to play Leeds. We don't want to play Leeds. Not now.
The thing is, that top 6 have probably got settled in the fact that they know who they're going to play. And all of a sudden...
The Great White Sharks coming.
This absolute team of pink stroke, blue and amber is suddenly piling in, and they're going, oh, what do we do here? And now it's like, well, you're going to have to deal with, Harry Newman. You're going to have to deal with, Caesar coming in. That sort of mentality. It's almost like I bet a few teams are kind of worried now that Leeds are just gathering that form, just gathering pace.
Saints don't look that hot at the moment.
Who don't? Sorry,
Saints.
No.
Lost a lot of players with injury and losing the coach end of year. They'll be panicking about us.
And Catalan had 13 players out today. Wow. Obviously, Wigan played Warrington, but that's like a bye now anyway, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, you could put. I mean, Salford and Leeds were the 14th form teams in the league going into that game, I think. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to play Salford either, because if you look at those teams as well, they were good today, and I think Leeds and Salford, I think they are 5th and 6th. We'll be 5th and they'll be 6th.
Do you think, I know it sounds awful to say, but would you fear going to theirs rather than them coming to us?
I don't fear anybody now, Laurie. I don't fear Penrith.
Bugger it. Bring the Aussies over. The whole international side will beat them all.
I mean, the way I think it was, don't get me wrong, we look really good at home, but I'm just fearing it's kind of like, it's one of those things, isn't it? If we have to go somewhere, do you fear the team that we have to go to? Because I was trying to work out if we have to go to Huddersfield. And let's be honest, I worked out that we could face Huddersfield, and it was like, do you know what, Huddersfield? I don't fear them at all.
I don't fear anyone.
No, I mean that's it exactly. It's almost like mentality says we're playing really well. We could do some of these teams quite easily. I don't know. Sorry, that's just me overthinking everything. I know.
No, I love it.
I mean, if we're going to go this, I generally think we could win out the season if we play well and keep the form. You know,
Can you guys
Warrington,
see us winning every game from from here on?
We've won 5 out of the last 6 games, and the only game we lost was Toulouse. And you could argue there's reasons why we lost that game, but if we'd had a normal side and everything else, we would have won. We've got KR, Warrington, Huddersfield, Catalan away, and then we've got Cass.
The only game I fear is Catalan away.
Yeah.
Again, I know. My God.
So. That's it. And that's only because of the time, the time that we've had since Cass and everything like that. But everything else, I think we should win. I mean,
as well in that on the doubled up weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
God,
right. Yeah. So I don't have any stats because Super League aren't that quick.
I'm about to say you won't have any because it's too.
We're being super professional recording of the night, but there isn't any stats other than the try stats. Obviously, we got Reece didn't miss a kick again. He really enjoyed his one from the touchline, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, but he had a right little celebration. It was brilliant. Yeah, Reece got 2 tries as well. Newman got 1. Hanley got 1, obviously, and Richie Myler got 1. So, but instead of going through the stats, who stood out for people today? Because I think Martin was one that stood out for me.
Yeah. I think Martin was man of the match, to be honest. I think, his kicking and his tries and everything he put in. He was definitely he stood out for me. I can't remember who mentioned it, sorry, but Hardacre again made a great tackle. I can't remember who broke the line. He made a great tackle.
He was close to my man at match, even though Martin did all that. There was 2 try-saving tackles, and one was it was a 2-on-1, and he stopped.
Yeah.
And just awesome, absolutely awesome.
And there was another one when I think Dwyer had taken the ball in, and I think Mick was about to play from dummy half, and Hardacre literally just ran in, pushed Mick out of the way, took it, and I think we scored off it if having the next phase or that phase. And it was just there were certain things that Hardacre did today. I thought Bentley was brilliant. Obviously, he set up the first try. He obviously boshed off. I can't remember who it was now. He boshed off, but he started that up. Obviously, he made one mistake, I think. But I thought Bentley was brilliant again today.
Did he go off injured?
Yeah, he were. Well, it looked
Rowan's not making much of it at the moment.
No, he said he was fine, but
said he was fine, right?
Yeah,
he was holding his ankle, but he looks brilliant today. I generally thought Bentley was one of our best players. He was a tackling machine. Yeah, do you know what? We're now seeing the Bentley that we signed. He's literally
this is the Bentley we want.
Yeah, he goes in for the tackles. He doesn't do anything daft, and he continuously provides that. And do you know what? That's what we've needed. The Bentley we saw early in the season, it was like it were almost I know it sounds awful to say, but it didn't have a leash on him, did it? He was allowed to do whatever he wanted. Whereas this, Bentley now, he's almost like he's been told what he has to do, and he's followed it. It's brilliant.
So James Bentley's turned his form around. We're aware of that. We've seen it. We've mentioned on this podcast about this is the player that we thought we signed, and now he's here, and we're all in love with him. The man who started
Are you about to say what I think you're about to
say?
No,
do not say it.
Because I was going to bring it up anyway. So
the man who shan't be named returned. I thought he played well. Did pretty much the bog standard what we expect of him. I do think, and there is a player in there. There is. We know that there's a player in there.
I was going to mention this. I didn't know whether it would annoy you because I know you don't like him.
There is a player in there. I'll go to Chris.
We're not getting rid of him, right?
No, we're not going to get rid of him.
What we've got to look at is look what Bentley's done under.
Yes,
So we've got him for another year. He wasn't a crap player.
No, he wasn't. I think he got to 2. He definitely got to 2. I think they were back to back.
What we need him to play like he should be playing. Because we're not getting rid of him.
No, he won't go. We're stuck with him. We're definitely stuck with him.
Do you reckon he's listened to us recently, though, with the say of his mullet?
I know he's got a mullet.
Yeah, that transforms any player wearing a mullet or having a mullet.
Yeah, we do.
Did you see Rowan Smith's pre-game comments? Because he was saying...
I thought you were going to say, did you see Rowan Smith's mullet?
No, clearly not, because he's bald like you. So he was he was saying how like Zane Ivano is one of the best trainers in the team and all this sort of stuff, but he did have a word with him, and I think he used a phrase about not to this effect, but along the lines of his stupid red card against Saints, and they've had conversations about it. But he said he's one of the best trainers in the team, and on the training field. So, you know, today was I thought he ran in hard, he made the tackles that he needed to do. He obviously made that one error when he knocked the ball on, but he looked great today. I thought he played a part in the team. I thought Bodine played really well. I think Aledzki played the first half without a break, you know.
He didn't come off.
He didn't come off at all in the first half, did he?
I know it sounds awful to say, but do you reckon Aledzki's just done so much that he's almost tiring himself out because he literally seems to be there all the time?
We haven't had any other props all year, have we, apart from him?
And I kind of feel like we've got to that point now where I know we're praising him, but I just feel like, do you reckon he needs a rest? I know it sounds awful, but I'd just love to see him have a week off.
He's still young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still young. He feels young. He feels part of this new.
Would you have said that about Stuart Fielden when he was running around?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
JP. Yeah,
you'd have said play him as long as he wants to play.
Yeah.
I'm the thing is about it. I'm all in with Rowan Smith. I trust him. So
precisely, and we've got to. I suppose just on heel sharp name, we've got to trust him to get that player, like Chris mentioned, out of him because we know there is a player in there.
You know what I think he's been doing? I think he's trying to play the hard man, and that's we don't need that.
He's almost done the Bentley, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just needs to do his job.
Yeah,
and I think
which he did today. Yes, he didn't do anything glorious.
More of that.
He did his job well today.
If he does that, then that's fine, isn't it? But
more of that, more of the mullet. We'll be happy.
Bodine Thompson was immense today.
Yeah,
he really was.
We needed Duncan on this pod.
That's gonna worry a lot of fans.
Did you think? I know it sounds daft, but do you reckon that Thompson could actually? I mean, I know he's basically 99% going, but he really could do it.
Is he going? You're saying that we've not heard anything.
I know, but
seems to be one a week, doesn't it? He kind of says, right, it's Bentley's going, he's going, Briscoe's going.
Yeah, I just feel like he's actually that sort of player who, I mean, he always grafts, doesn't he? He always puts the effort in, but he's
listen
one of those
to
that
us.
you never see it. Yeah, exactly. He goes a bit undisclosed, doesn't he?
It's going to worry a lot of fans.
Me included.
I don't want him to stay, but
don't let it take away from the point that he played brilliant today, and he's played quite well in quite a few games as Bodine.
No, he has. Yeah, can't fault him.
Today, to me, it felt like we had a pack and the props, and obviously know that Aledzki was
especially with heel sharp name coming off the bench. I thought we actually look like we've got some grunt up front.
Yeah. Sam Walters only played for 5-6
months. He only had one stint, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rowan Smith mentioned it in his presser.
Yeah.
And he said the plan with that fourth middle, as they call them, was to always just have a short spell because of the work that Aledzki did.
Yeah.
So it seems a bit bizarre to me, but again,
we don't need to
believe in Rowan. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
I thought there was a period in the game where Salford really got back into it. And to be fair, I thought they sold their allocation quite well. You were there, Laurie. You were in the West, weren't you? I thought there were patches as well where their fans really gave it. So I thought that was best following at Headingley all year. What did you make of it being in there?
I didn't realise they had that many fans, to be honest.
No, they did well.
Well, then again, last few years when they've been over, they've actually brought quite a few. I don't know if it's because it's Leeds away, but they do seem to bring quite a few. And today, I mean, there was loads. I mean, I stand in the what we can call northwest corner at the top, and there were loads of Salford fans up there. And I mean, they were a bit disgruntled when we took the lead. They were like, "Oh, we've been a better team. We've been a better team. Oh, I can't believe you're leading." Well,
so what?
Yeah, sorry, but if you're leading, you win.
Scoreboard says otherwise,
exactly,
mate.
Yeah, and but honestly, I was quite impressed. But they're one of the teams that do bring a lot. It almost seems like. I mean, I know they don't get a huge amount at home, but away following, they do seem to bring a lot. But I mean,
they got 6,000 of the
Saints brought 1.5 of that, didn't they? To be fair,
Yeah.
Lord.
I mean, I reckon they must have brought 1,000 today, which at Western Terrace, which is quite a lot, and it were a good atmosphere on there. To be fair,
which is more than Warrington took to Wigan, by the way. I don't know if you saw the scenes of how many Warrington fans went over to Wigan, but not many came over.
I mean, let's be honest, we play Warrington in 2 weeks? I don't think they'll bring many for that game.
It won't be the same as the first game of the season when they filled that.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I'm fascinated with this Warrington situation, mate.
I am.
I'm kind of getting a bit obsessed with it.
No, I am obsessed. Yeah.
We've had some pretty shitty years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but four wins in 20.
4 wins in 20. Is it that bad?
Yeah, is that bad?
I don't get what they've done, because didn't they finish third last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the rebuild about? Why has he gone in and done all that?
So basically, by the sounds of it, it's almost like Daryl Powell has come in and they've given him, you are the chief almighty, you can do whatever you want. And he's come in, and by the sounds of it, let's be honest, he's been found out. And I just feel like...
Found out for what? He's rubbish. He's always been rubbish.
Lottie, that's what I mean. He's been found out for exactly that.
Warrington, they needed someone just to get them over the line, didn't they?
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Why didn't someone that's never done that?
No.
This is why we kind of got off tangent here. But
I was going to say, should we save it for the Super League roundup?
Yeah, we better save this for the Super League.
Yeah, because we can have a whole session on bashing Warrington later on when we talk about how they lost again.
We'll save that for a few weeks' time. Yeah.
Just bringing it back in. Favourite try.
Yeah, where were we?
Favourite try from today. Favourite moment from today. I've got another question after this about the family day, but favourite tries?
Ash Hanley's. Easy.
Yeah, I think it is for me. The ecstasy and relief of that try.
Yeah, that's a good word.
The second best try was obviously the one that Lottie didn't see at the start of the game. I mean,
I'm glad you didn't.
That was my favourite.
Yeah.
I'm just a massive Harry Newman fan, so
me too. Yeah, can wax lyrical about him all day.
I thought he was outstanding today. He did well with Lafay, who's a real handful, isn't it?
He got beat by him once, didn't he? And that's when Kensio scored in the corner. But other than that, and that was a really good contest watching them two against each other as well. This was just a great game of rugby. Another game that wasn't televised that should have been televised. But
absolutely ridiculous. What were Channel 4?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Why'd you pick Saints? Yeah.
My other question was going to be the family day. Now, I obviously know that you were late, Lottie, but thoughts on the family day success? Did you have a photo with Chewbacca?
I saw a nice owl.
You saw an owl? Oh, there was a
photo. That raised?
Yeah. Ooh, who?
I like
but yeah, did you have a photo with Chewbacca or anything? Or Darth Vader? No?
I didn't see anything at all.
No.
I didn't.
I thought it was quite a good success. I feel like we had the biggest crowd of the season.
Yeah,
I think.
it was.
Yeah.
And there were loads of families. There were loads of kids. It's obviously worked. It's obviously because what you see these things on social media, like what the club put out on Twitter, and I always think, I don't know, is that appeal? I don't know. I always think, but it's obviously worked because there were kids everywhere, especially sat around us in South Stand. There were, because obviously wherever you sit and stand, you kind of get to know the people around you, and you give them a nod or you'll speak to them. There were just kids everywhere. It's all sold out with families and kids. It obviously worked. I mean, the crowd. Is that the biggest crowd of the year then?
I think so. I think the previous one I've got recorded down is 14,400. I think that was.
It was one of those where obviously me turning up late when we got into the ground straight away. My friend went, "This is a big crowd. This must be the biggest." You could visually see it. Like how
well, I can always tell because I sit in the east stand, and if that's busy, you know it's a big crowd.
Yeah,
that's true.
That seems to be the first place that's quite sparse.
I mean,
I had people next to me.
Friends?
No.
No.
I go on my own. I'm a sado. I don't like Sunday games. I hate them.
No. Not built for them.
It works for the family day, doesn't it? So
yeah. Just to wrap up the Salford review, man of the match, Chris.
It was obviously Reece Martin, but I just give a shout out to Hardacre.
Yeah.
I think Reece Martin, did he score 22 points?
2 tries and 7 kicks, something in the region of that, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
21.
But so
No,
let's leave
22.
that aside. I think Hardacre.
Yeah. Laurie?
Toss up between Martin, Hardacre, Newman. Yeah, it was any of those three, to be fair, because they all put in an absolute. To be fair, we didn't actually play that bad. You could have picked anyone, even Thompson. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it open.
That's a lot pod first, isn't it?
I know. I generally think
Credit where it's due.
Yeah, they all played. I know we conceded that many points, but I think it was more of a case of who we were playing. So, yeah, we'll say 9. Yeah, for me.
I thought Cam Smith had an off game. Actually.
No, he's my love of my life. You can't. He's the love of my life. You're not allowed to. He's allowed one day off.
I thought he was below his usual.
Such high standards.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't as good as he has been in the last couple of games. I will admit that, and that did hurt a little. One saying it and one recognizing it, and yeah. My man of the match, I'm going to give it to Bentley.
Oh yeah.
I'm also falling in love with him at the moment. Obviously, discipline side is completely turned around. He's having his longest streak in the side. He was everywhere today. Made some really important tackles, and he's really starting to be involved in the attack as well. You know, he set the stall out with that bump off, and obviously getting that opening try. I mean, we didn't speak about Fussy really. Fussy was never going to make that break. By the way, when he made that break down that right hand side, he was never going the full.
Didn't you believe, or I would believe it?
I said to my dad, if that was Hanley, it'd have gone. But I didn't have to believe it. Fussy
Hanley or Newman.
But Fussy carried really hard.
Hardacre? Would Hardacre have scored that?
No, Newman could have done. But Newman would have gone around everyone. because
Newman took him on outside when he just blasted
But
him.
no, my man of the match will be Bentley. I think he was brilliant, outstanding yet again.
And looking forward to, we've got KR next. You fancy our chances in this one, Chris?
Do you know, I'm a bit like that with this one.
Oh, no.
I think we'll be...
Where's your delusion gone?
On it. I'm conditioned from the last 5 years to be nervous about every game.
Yeah. Expect nothing.
Yeah, exactly. We should be hammering them. Depends what side they've got out. I don't know whether they've got any coming back.
They're still struggling with injuries, but they, Toulouse should have won that game on Thursday night.
Yeah, they should.
We could be missing Caesar, by the way.
Yeah, apparently we could be missing Caesar because apparently he tripped someone up. They're also looking that Fussy Tua might be in for one.
He did trip him up. He even apologised to him when he did it.
I know.
He held his. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but I know the Salford players are kicking up after it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Rowley spoke about it after the game as well. But they're expecting. Apparently, Fussy Tua did a bad tackle on the line of Elijah Taylor. I don't really remember it, to be honest.
I think we're missing them next week.
Oh God!
But I think we should be going to Hull KR confident of a win. But
we'll see.
It's at Craven Park.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like that ground.
I haven't been for a while.
Although I'm not going to the game.
So,
Laurie, reckon got a chance against KR?
It depends. I generally think the first 20-25 minutes will dictate the game. If we get if we set a stall out like we did today, we'll win it. But they're a difficult team.
They've got a good coach.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
No, I'll tell you about this. I ordered this on the podcast and on my fiance's Amazon.
Did you hear that?
She thought she'd been hacked because I don't know why someone think I'd order a bell for £5.99, but she cancelled it. So I need to reorder it and get a new one.
I love how Reese ordered it on his fiance's Amazon. On his own.
Well, she's got Prime. It was going to come the day after. So
right, all I'm going to say is ding, 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 ding. Anyway, right.
Yeah.
I generally think it depends. They could really cause us problems, but if we end up competing and battling on the same levels, then we'll win. But the way we're playing at the minute, we should win. It's just that it depends. It's on their ground, and they're quite good at theirs, aren't they? So it's going to be a tricky one, I think.
We need to go out and play like we did for the first 20 minutes today.
Yeah, start like we did today.
Get in their faces almost.
Yeah, definitely. definitely. How do you see it going, Reese?
I mean, I see us winning, and how we win, I don't care because I trust Rowan and that's fine. But I do think we will win. I think the momentum that we're carrying at the moment, that's a different type of win to the Catalan game. That's a different type of win to the Wigan game. We've had to show different results today.
There've been 3 different wins, really, haven't there?
So I'm all in.
To be fair, Rowan Smith said that in his presser as well.
Yeah,
he did.
He said he's pleased to see them win in different ways.
It's a good point. I think we'll win easily.
Oh God!
By, I don't know, 24.
I'll remind you.
Can you miss the first 10 minutes again so we score? We'll go 18.
Shall I do that?
Yeah, because
I am quite superstitious.
You are.
And if we win, wear the same clothes and listen to the same music on the way there. I am.
I think you should.
We've not lost when I've worn this, so I'll wear this next week.
So Chris has to wear that. I have to listen to the same music. Any of you two done anything similar last couple of games?
No.
Laurie, just continue as you are. Reese?
No, not for me. I just
continue as you are. So it's on me and Chris. If we lose, one of us hasn't completed the assignment. So moving on, we had quite a bit of squad news and potential new signings again. I think we need to start with the announcement that Tom Briscoe is leaving us. I'm choking up.
I thought you were choking up then.
Oh, I'm just burping. No, I'm choking up, Tom. I promise. Tom Briscoe is a champion player. I know that, on this podcast, we review what we see. So if someone has had a bad game, we review that game. It doesn't mean that, the things they've done previous. We never forget about them. Like Callum Watkins today, got a massive round of applause from everyone in Headingley. Tom Briscoe is an absolute champion. I've got it here, two championships, 2 Challenge Cups, and a League Leaders Shield. 5 tries in the 2015 Cup final, was it?
Yeah, against KR, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his finals record is absolutely awesome. I mean, we've really got to commemorate Tom Briscoe, don't you think, Laurie, when the time's right? Because this is a champion leaving us at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, it feels awkward saying, goodbye and good luck. But if you think about it, he's been at the club so long, it's almost like he's become part of the fabric.
Yeah.
And, I remember 2015, and he was part of that team that those last 8 weeks or whatever it was of the season, he played a huge part of.
He did.
But if you think now, that's coming up to 7 years ago. So it's almost like we have to be very thoughtful of how we think about this. He's done a brilliant job for us, and we can't lie about that. He's, what he's done for this club has been important. Those 5 tries at Wembley won us.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it started off the the treble. But I just think if he comes back now, what's he going to be like? And it's like, I just think we've moved on, haven't we? We settled the team almost already without it being there. Fair play, good. It's almost like, we wish you luck, but I just feel like it's probably the right time, and good luck somewhere else. But, I don't know, it sounds horrible, but well done. But we can't, you can't hold sentiment for too long.
No, I think it's time, but what a player, Chris. I mean, his whole Leeds career has just been success after success, really.
Yeah, and he seemed to get a lot of stick.
Yeah, he did.
I was sort of stuck up for him a bit. I think he did a lot of, especially in the last few years, he did a lot of work. He might not have done the flashy stuff, but he was strong as an ox, wasn't he? Coming out of his own, he did a lot of work, and I think he used to get too much stick. He probably lost a yard of pace, and then he got played in centres, and he's never a centre.
No.
Absolute champion player. I think it's right time for him to go, but
yeah, a real champion, this guy.
It used to annoy me when he got quite a lot of stick.
I
think he
Reese, sorry.
That's all right.
How do you see it, Reese? Tom Briscoe leaving us?
It is sad in a way that he's a champion player for the club. 93 tries in 202 appearances, so almost a try every other game. I always wanted to sign him when he played for Hull because he was one of the best wingers in the league. So when we signed him, I was over the moon. He's been a fantastic servant. But as of anything, he's 32 this year. He's 33 next year. It is probably the right time to say thanks very much, Tom. He's played longer for us than he has at Hull. He's been a fantastic servant. I just hope that he gets a good send off from the club, either with an appearance on the pitch before the end of the season, or or at least a send off if he's out for the season. At least get him on the pitch in the last home game of the season to say thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of almost feels like that New Zealand game will be his send off, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Forgot about that game.
I keep forgetting about that as well.
Yeah, it just feels like that could be his, goodbye time, because he's not going to be in England squad or anything. So it almost feels like that could be his farewell game, but I don't know.
He needs a good goodbye. He definitely needs. He needs. I'm sure he's aware, but he needs to know. We need to show our love for him because he's.
I wouldn't be surprised if he packs it in.
You think he'll just call it a day? Yeah.
He's got some kind of business thing going on.
All right.
He's done a uni course, hasn't he, at Beckett's?
Yeah, but I'm sure I've seen him promoting some kind of fitness type thing. I could be wrong.
All right. He might just go straight into that then.
Imagine him thinking, I can't be asked doing this anymore.
Well, he's done it all as well, hasn't he? The only thing he hasn't won is the World Club Challenge Cup thing.
The way he plays with the strength, and it can't be good for his body, can it?
No,
not at his age.
So
quit while you're ahead. Retire while you've got your body.
I wouldn't be surprised if he says, sod it.
Yeah, see ya. Thanks for the memories, Tom. Yeah, but he needs a goodbye. He needs a real goodbye. In other transfer news, we mentioned this on about 2 or 3 podcasts ago, Reece. It's kind of resurfaced its head again. Daryl Alford's Rugby League Live are reporting that we're signing him on a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
What did we make of this one, Reece? Do you think this is a good deal for Leeds? Or
well, put this in perspective before I start commenting on it. Alford's has 15 tries this year. He leads the lead in tackle bus. He's 2,500 meters, which is about 400 behind Ash Handley. So stats wise, he's had a really, really good season. He's 30 at the moment, so he turns 31 at the start of next year.
Right.
A 3-year deal for a 31-year-old just doesn't seem to match with the other transfers and the policy that we seem to be having. I'm assuming this means that they don't have faith in Liam Tyndall. My worry with this one is this will result in Liam Tyndall's exit because unless we don't know something about Fussy or Ash. To me, it doesn't quite add up. But if he gets his opportunity and it goes through and he gets the opportunity, plays well, I'll support anyone in a blue and amber shirt.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up to me at the moment.
How do you see it, Chris?
It doesn't add up for Alford's to me. If we're signing him as a utility centre wing, 3rd, 4th choice, it's not a bad 3rd, 4th choice, is it? Doesn't make sense for him.
He's probably had one of his best seasons.
Yeah,
that's what I don't get. I've not a problem with the signing. If we've lost Jack Broadbent and Tom Briscoe, that's a good replacement for those two. It's in between those two guys, isn't it? But it doesn't make sense.
If it was a year, I'd be like, okay, a year, I'd probably get on board and make sense. It's the length of the deal that I'm sure.
That's what he said. Maybe that's what the 3-year deal's about then. You can we'll sign you, but you're 3rd, 4th choice, and it's utility. But you've got 3 years. But
you've got the
security.
That security for 3. How do you see it, Loz?
It's a weird one, but I do agree. I mean, if you think about it, if you look at his performances since it's been rumoured, his performance has been outstanding. So has it almost been like he's had a bit of stress relieved at Cass, and that team that you don't like talking about, but he's suddenly been relieved to think about I'm coming to Leeds so I can play how I want. If you look at his performances, he's been brilliant, and it's almost like I kind of feel part of me we may have got a good deal here, but I agree his age is a bit of a worry. I just feel like it could work in our favour, but I do think I don't know if Big Dave's off. I can't. Part of me thinks he might be going.
I'm not having that.
No.
Having
Staying.
that. He looks happy.
I don't know.
He looks
I don't
happy.
know.
But I don't think it's going to stop Tyndall neither.
I hope it doesn't, because I think Rowan's always talked about having a young side, and talk about some of the other rumours that we're on about, and they are really young emerging talents, and stuff like. It just goes against every other signing that we've made or we've been rumoured to sign and what we've been told that the policy is.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It is a bizarre sort of one, but I don't think it'll stop Tyndall. Tyndall's, what is it, 20?
Yeah, something like that.
He's 20. He's still a kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got plenty of chance, I think. Well, he'll probably start next Friday, won't he, with Fussy Tour getting banned.
He'll get a game. Yeah, he'll get a game. The only issue I've got with the Alfords signing is exactly echoing what everyone said. It's just the length of the deal. But then Chris makes a really good point in that. I think it was Chris who says, that security could be the thing. But then I do kind of read into it, like regarding is Fussy Tour leaving, is someone else leaving, and it's like they're just putting the pieces together until they say, right, this is the thing. But he's a good player. I mean, like Reece says, his stats back him up. He's got hat trick and then 4 tries in so many games. But it's just that length of time. But then, yeah, who knows? But we've also been linked with 2 youngsters as well. Leon, is it Ruan? 19-year-old, I think he's a prop from Doncaster. He's been training with us for 2 weeks. It looks like Rowan Smith likes the look of him.
And then back rower, by the way.
Is he a back rower?
Yeah.
Oh, back rower. There you go. And Luke Hewley?
Yeah.
23-year-old fullback from Batley. So then it looks like he's looking at the lower leagues for younger players. But then we've got Alford. So these deals, though, to me, these 3 that we're rumoured with, I'll start with Chris if I can. These type of rumours and transfers, to me, I've got Rowan Smith all over them. It's like 100%. Rowan Smith is definitely in charge of recruitment. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, everyone's crying out for a big signing. I'm not bothered. Tetevano were a big signing.
Exactly.
We don't. I'm 100% behind Smith. So if he's seen them,
trust the process.
I'd like to get that Wakefield prop back. I like
Yusuf Aiden.
Yeah.
I reckon we can get him. He looks useful.
Get him back.
I'm not bothered about a big name signing. I don't care.
We've been burnt before, haven't
we? We've got the basis of a good side, and I think he's obviously wanting to build it around youth, and that's what we've always wanted, isn't it?
I think as well they said that they've got to balance obviously the salary cap and obviously the purse strings and that. And I think there was a comment on one article that I read this week that's saying that the salary cap is tight, or there's moves that they necessarily can't make, obviously because of the overseas quota as well. So, cherry picking the best of the Championship and League One in terms of their development.
Seems a good idea.
And tracking them through. Then if it's almost a bit low risk, isn't it? Because if they turn out to be amazing, it'll be a great signing. But it gives us depth, and if they don't turn out so great or they need a bit more time to develop, we can loan them back out and pick them back up again.
Yeah. And I don't want to go spending stupid money on the NRL overseas prop. I'm not interested. If we're going to get an overseas prop, I'd prefer it somebody that Smith knows from that he's got big raps on, the young kid or Queensland Cup.
Yeah, unearth a diamond. That's a good idea.
So I'm not being funny, but the competition is that Rowan Smith just won over there. It's not that far off Super League.
We said this before, haven't we?
We did wonder that, didn't we?
So we said this before.
I was a bit gobsmacked when we signed Smith, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, nah, it's perfect.
He is. You're right. God, it's perfect.
What's point in getting a big named Aussie coach? I'm not interested in them. If he can unearth a young Aussie kid that is,
or even a British kid in the lower leagues,
yeah.
Well, I think, to be fair, I think he's after British kids, isn't he?
Looks that way.
Get him in. He seems the type of coach that the players want to play for.
We've seen that change in our squad just since he's arrived, haven't we? That we've mentioned earlier. There's games, the Catalan game last week, that under Agar, we'd have got battered. We'd have got mauled in that game. The Wigan game, we probably would have lost that. And then even today, it's like the change that I always think that when a new coach comes in, the change, because it's the same players, exactly the same squad that Agar and JJB had. If it's
He's done
change,
the opposite of Darryl Powell. Sorry, leave that for
We need to have a section about Darryl Powell every week.
Darryl Powell weekly.
Yeah, it's just sack watch. But yeah, I agree. I think Rowan's got the team. Rowan's got the team playing for him, and we've got some. He's got healthy competition in there. So if these youngsters can provide that healthy competition and keep people on the toes, I think this problem. If the fullback comes off, I would suspect that means Jack Walker's gone.
Yeah, Jack Walker's gone.
And I would suspect that it means another year for Hardacre. And at the beginning of when we first signed Hardacre, I was like, thanks, Zach. Do it for us this year. Do us a job. But that was in the mindset was we were really crap and we just needed him to help us.
We're going down, weren't we?
And now he's part of a team that's helping us put him in the playoffs, and he's playing brilliant. There's an argument at the moment that to keep him for that other year would be really, really useful. To be honest,
no, I agree. So
they've got to sign him.
Yeah,
I think they will.
I don't know much about this Luke Hooley though, or the other guy.
You watched Championship, haven't you, Laurie?
Yeah, well, just before I came to record this, he was playing for Batley against Halifax. He looked really good. Yeah, he's got that ability. He looks quite calm under the ball.
Who are you talking about, Loz?
Hooley,
right? Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's as we were just before we were recording this, Halifax were playing Batley, and he looks really good under the ball. He looks confident. He's that sort of player who. I mean, I think he's 23, 22, 23.
Yeah, 23.
He's a young lad in terms of that position. He could, honestly, a year under Smith, it could end up being that, that build-up. And I kind of feel that. He's that. Do you know, I almost feel like if we sign somebody
with you,
under Smith, they'll do brilliantly. So I kind of think it's a good idea. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not. We could sign anyone really, and I'm not questioning it. I'm that in with Smith.
Me too. I agree with that.
And it's clear, like you said, that Smith is doing these transfers.
Do you feel that way as well, Reece? Yeah.
Well, clearly, because the person we thought might be doing it is now going to be assistant at New Zealand Warriors. So that's answered that question. So this clearly is Rowan guiding this.
In charge.
I can't really remember us making many signings. If we signed both Hooley and Leon Ruin, I can't remember many times that we've cherry-picked players from the lower leagues. Obviously, now we got Hardacre from there.
It's been ages.
But it hasn't been a strategy for a while.
98, at least.
Yeah. I took a couple from Keithley.
Yeah, not Graham Murray signing from Keithley. He signed Fleary and Farrell. That's the only comparison, really.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Imagine unearthing two like that now.
Exactly.
Can dream. Is it time for the Super League roundup, Reece?
Yeah, it is. But we'll do a club roundup really quickly first. So obviously the
women. The ladies played today.
Yeah, the women played earlier today. What was your thoughts? They lost 30-22. I caught the end of it. I've seen a couple on the Leeds Rhinos Women's Sports Club Twitter, a couple of comments about the referee, but I can't make any comment because I hadn't seen it. Oh, by the way, Salford are blaming Ben Fayler about
right.
Yeah, some of the fans are like, really?
But, a young referee, he needs support, not slagging off.
Yeah, exactly. But performance?
Leeds was second best everywhere.
Yeah.
2 late tries masked a bit of it. It was a really good game, though. I cannot believe. I cannot believe the standard how quickly it's got to where it is.
And it's great that you've got 3 teams at the moment in Leeds, Saints, and York that are all capable of beating each other on their own day. Like the competition is really healthy there.
Yeah.
Georgia Roche.
Yeah, she's outstanding, isn't she?
She made a break today, and I'm like, She looked that quick that she would. Honestly, she's outstanding.
There was the Fran Goldthorpe fry against Huddersfield last week where she just outpaced everyone in a second, didn't she?
She's the female Newman, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yes, well said, that man. That's exactly.
But they're so entertaining. They're absolutely brilliant games.
One of my mates who came to the game with today, he watched the Saints game the Wigan game for the first time he's ever watched women's rugby, and he just went, "Do they play like this all the time?" And I just went, "Yeah." And he went, and I was speaking to him today. He was like, "I can't believe how technical the game is." He says it's more entertaining than the men's because it's not pace; it's about how you play the game and how the tactics are. And I went, "Yeah." It is that is women's rugby at the moment, and
it doesn't it's like the women's football thing. It doesn't comparing it to men's is pointless and a bit patronising.
Yeah,
no, I agree, but the way I'm saying it is like the women's game is brilliant. It's so entertaining.
It's totally different.
Yeah, and do you know what? You actually get a great enjoyment out of it because they are so committed. I watched Barrow and Fev last weekend in the Summer Bash, and their game was brilliant. And it was just women's game needs promoting, and there's more
paying.
That's exactly right. They need paying.
It just needs more promoting. It's brilliant. It's such a great product, and it'll get more fans involved. And I just feel like, sorry for going on a rant here, but I just feel that we've got some absolute superstars and they would make a name for themselves if we got them out there. And I just feel like rugby league's in that situation where we don't promote them enough, and it's so sad.
Yeah, and do you know the issue we're going to have is we've obviously got the World Cup. I'm not being funny, but they're going to get battered. Have you watched
the in New Zealand are amazing.
Yeah.
Any NRLW over there, it's a different level.
Yeah,
they've got State of Origin. They're on a completely the platform that they are.
It's 2 times quicker.
Yeah, usually
faster, stronger, which is a real shame, isn't it? Because I'm not being pessimistic, but they're not going to get anywhere in that tournament, unfortunately.
Just like the men's side.
Well,
they're going to get better than the men.
That bloody kit.
And that great kit.
Well, we have to tell who's playing because everyone in our group wears blue and bloody white.
Don't get me on that kit.
Anyway, let's move on from the kit. So, unfortunately, were lost for the women, but the reserves played, I think, on Friday.
Yeah.
But they stuffed Huddersfield 54-4. Do you know why they stuffed Huddersfield 54-4?
Pink kit.
They wore the pink kit.
They wear that every game, don't they?
I think we should do really.
They
also mentioned it I heard someone on the Tannoy today mentioning about the amazing away performances in the pink kit, and I'm like, someone's been listening. So going to the Super League roundup then. So let's start with
Wellington.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappoint you. We'll start with Huddersfield first. So I think Hull were winning 16-6, at one point. And Huddersfield came back again, second week in a row, and they won 22-16. I think they've got 4th place nailed on now. I think pretty much.
Just boring.
And into the
boring team.
Yeah. And let's talk about our favourite club in Sack Watch round 22. Wigan. To be fair, Warrington were winning at halftime, but they have been doing that quite a lot recently. They were winning 6-4. But again, they lost 32 points to 6. Good little snigger, whoever that was.
I don't know what to say about
So, in this week's round of how has Daryl Powell still got a job? Any ideas?
I genuinely think I don't honestly believe Warrington have any idea what to do.
I mean, after the game, Powell did that. I mean, he's gone completely mad, Daryl Powell. Yeah. He's gone. He's
ran out of bingo options, hasn't he? He's used all
his
excuses now.
He's tried everything. He's tried the old, we're not good enough, and I'm gonna, that kind of crack the whip and say, right, you need to train better and get this in place. He tried that, they were still rubbish. And then he went to Castleford, and then they battered him. And then he tried the thing where he went over to the away Warrington fans and pleading with them. I need more time. Oh, please, I need more time. He tried that, and then on Sky on Thursday, whenever it was, it completely descended into madness. And Sky had asked him, round up that game, and he says, I didn't think we played that bad. I thought we played well.
He did say that, didn't he?
And I'm like, he's gone.
You've conceded 32 points, Daryl.
He said we're building something special. Too right, yeah.
I know it sounds awful to say, but do we actually believe now that he was definitely punching above his weight at Cass?
Yeah.
Because
the evidence now, yeah.
I know that sounds the most obvious question ever, but it's really such significant. Like, you look at Warrington and it just look a shambles, don't they?
It's great.
And you just think, what are you doing? And every time, and you can look at it and go, you didn't play like this last year. It's definitely a Powell thing. And
most of the side is his signings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, sorry. I'm just laughing.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. Yeah, totally agree.
Was it the game last week against Huddersfield? I can't remember which game it was now. Oliver Holmes made 10 metres or something like that. It just made me laugh. I can't remember what it was or which game it was.
Jeez.
Yeah, Oliver Holmes, 2 carries, 10 metres. Jason Clark, 30. Like Rob Mulhern, 28.
We were never this bad.
Ben Curry, 38 metres.
No, we won't.
We were never this bad. They're an absolute shambles. And
I can't think of any team in Super League where that person would still have a job. In any other team in Super League, went through the form they're on through, the state of the club and the culture it is now, every other club, I think, would have got rid of the person.
I don't know why they haven't got rid of him. I don't know why they're persisting with it. It's done. It's dead. It's just, cut it loose. Like,
no, I kind of wanted to see it continue for the rest of the season.
I do, yeah. But I mean, from a Warrington perspective, it's like, why is this man still here? Put him out of his misery.
Do you honestly reckon that they could get relegated?
Well, if Toulouse, the one result I didn't discuss was obviously Toulouse lost 22-16 to KR on Thursday night. Yeah, if Toulouse had won that game, it could have been very possible. And Wakefield ran Catalan close today. Obviously, Catalan had 13 players out. But Toulouse just... I'm starting to feel that they are going to go down now, and I really don't want that to happen because I think Toulouse are brilliant and they offer so much to the league. They definitely offer more than Featherstone and Lee do.
They offer more than Wakey, Cass, Hull KR.
Do you know what?
Warrington. They offer more than everyone but Leeds and Saints, really.
Kind of Lee coming up just fills me with
just dread.
It's just
like a clown.
It's that, for fuck's sake, isn't it? Like, it's just
he's getting on back.
It's such a shithole to get to as well. I'm sorry, but it's a nightmare to get to. There's no train station nearby. It's an absolute nightmare, and
because it's not important.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate Lee.
It's just like, really, again.
They're awful.
Yeah,
absolutely awful.
And this is the yo-yo cycle that IMG need to look at if they're looking at this league or Super League, Nicola, and RFL.
It would have been a perfect chance to go to 14 teams next.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't let Lee and Fev come up. Like, bring Bradford.
No, York.
Keep Toulouse and promote York or Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going for Batley.
So in the other games today on Channel 4, because Channel 4 are back with their coverage, Saints beat Cass 20 points to 12. As I said, Catalan beat Wakefield 20 points to 16 in Wakey. Steve McNamara was calling that the best win of the season for them because they had 13 players out and 2 players away on compassionate leave. So table-wise, obviously Toulouse are bottom with 10 points, Wakefield 2 points ahead, Warrington 2 points ahead of them. And then we've got Hull KR, Hull FC and Salford all on 20 points and 7th, 8th and 9th. And for the first time this season, in 6th place, which I didn't think was... I thought I had delusions that we could do it and maybe do it by the end of the season, but not at this point. Rowan Smith's Barmy Army on 21. We're a point behind Cass in 5th.
We're coming for you scruffy bastards.
We'd be 5th if we had balls that game up against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Would have been ahead of Cass because we got better points difference as well.
Oh, that Warrington game as well, first at season.
Yeah.
But we'll give them
that. I said Huddersfield were nailed on for fourth without realising that Huddersfield are actually third and a point ahead of Catalan in fourth. Wigan are still second, and then obviously Saints are first.
Sixth. Wow. Look at us.
Saints were terrible today from what I watched. I watched a bit of it.
Did you see some of it?
They put the wrong game on telly, didn't they? Again. They keep missing us off. We haven't got best games.
Saints were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them.
Saints crumbling. Leeds picking up the momentum to win it.
Yep.
Anything else, Reese? Are we opening this mailbag?
No. We're opening the mailbag, and there's some great questions this week.
Are we doing the same again? I'll do the DM and emails.
Yeah, you do your bits, and I'll do.
We're kind of producing it as we go along. We don't have much time to think in prior. So it's time to open the mailbag. This is the part of the podcast where we ask you, the listeners, the viewers, to ask us, the panel, questions. Quite a few to get through. If you do want to get in touch with us, at Lot17A on Twitter or Lot17A@outlook.com. The first question is from Ian, and he asks, if you were at a festival and hoisted up a great big flag, which Leeds player would be on it and which event would you be at? Reese?
Well, it'd be the Cam Smith Appreciation Society, of course.
Badges still available?
Plug. Also, hang on. I need to do another plug. The framed print giveaway is still going and it is running till tomorrow. My framed print arrived yesterday, but I forgot to bring it upstairs. It's magnificent. It's been created by ZB Creative. So if you do want to get involved in that and get a chance to win that, look at my Twitter. I'll make sure I retweet it before tomorrow. It'd be the Cam Smith Appreciation Society flag. And my favourite festival is Kendall Calling. I went there 3 or 4 years in a row. Didn't go this year, annoyingly. So I'd wave it there. But also, I'd wave it at the grand final when we won. So
yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Chris?
Current player.
It just says Leeds player, so I imagine
that's current, won't we? Harry Newman, just because, I think I'm in.
Because it's gorgeous, yeah.
And it would be Glastonbury because I've been so many times.
Classic.
I haven't been since 2014, I think, but I went every year pretty much. I even came back from Australia when I lived there and went to Glastonbury.
To go to Glastonbury, that is commitment.
No, I wasn't. I went to my best friend's wedding, but Glastonbury was the weekend after, so I managed to
stick around.
Yeah, it's fabulous in Glastonbury. I cannot tell you. I can't differentiate each year. It's just one long thing.
That one enormous festival forever.
Yeah. 1998, I think I first went. So
wow. Nice. Laurie, are you there? You're saying, Dad, go put a light on.
I know. I might have to do that in a second.
It's a very different. It's a very different stream when you're in the dark. By the way,
I'll quickly answer this and I'll sort it out. Cam Smith, obviously, I would get the Cam Smith Appreciation Society badge done. I'm off to a festival in September in London, so I'll probably take it to that. A dance music festival, so I'll probably take it to that. Weirdly, nice. Yeah.
I agree with Chris. Harry Newman at Glastonbury, definitely. So everyone on BBC can see him. Ryan asks us, who are some famous people that you all like or dislike that aren't sport related? Chris, anyone famous that you like or dislike?
Dislike's easy. I don't want to go too political, but I can't stand Nigel Farage.
I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I think he's done. I don't want to get too political, but yeah.
Nigel Farage is a wanker. We all agree with that. Yeah.
There's loads of people really. I like people that are the very best of the game, and comedy's a big thing for me. And
definitely,
I don't know if you've ever seen Stuart Lee, but
I love Stuart Lee.
He's the top of his game. There's no one better.
He's one of the best, yeah, without a doubt. Reese, not comedians, celebrities, famous people that you like, dislike that aren't sport related.
I was trying to think about that, and like a couple of people I thought about always kind of linked back to sport anyway. So I really like. He always had some really.
Oh, Reese, you're doing all right. Norman Collier here. Are you there? Laurie, we'll cut to you. We can see you now. Thanks for putting light on you, time bastard. Yeah, famous people that you like and dislike.
James Corden needs to get in a bin.
I agree with that.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm quite happy. I don't know, to be fair. Anyone's a praise. We'll leave that for a minute, but James Corden definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not keen on James Corden. I really, really detest Ant and Dec. I just cannot stomach Ant and Dec at all on any at all. I agree with Chris. Nigel Farage. Obviously, the whole Tory government, they're all disgusting. Can't stand them.
I'm going to mention them, but I didn't want to get too.
No, we won't get too deep into them, and I'll discuss.
I pretty much agree, mate. Don't worry.
Who do I like? I really like Stephen Mulhern, that presenter who does like
catchphrase.
I don't know why. I really like him. I think he's I like him. Who else do I like? It's difficult because the majority of telly and stuff I watch is sport related. I like Ryan Gosling, the actor. I think he's good. He seems like a nice guy as well. Yeah. Next question from Mel. When was the last time you cried? Are you back, Reese? No, he's frozen. Laurie, when was the last time you cried, mate?
Oh, God. I can't remember. It's been that long ago. I can't think. I have no idea.
Chris, can you remember the last time you cried?
I'm a soppy git.
Me too.
I cry all the time. But
me too.
The worst, not the worst, the thing that always gets me is if it's animals on TV.
Yeah. Don't watch Marley and Me.
No, I can't watch. I can't watch Super Vet or anything like that. But I watched something about a zoo. Is it Chester Zoo? It's on TV or something anyway. And they were doing an operation on a giraffe, and I thought, oh, fine. And they said, oh, operation's gone well. Cut to the next scene. Unfortunately, it took a turn for the worse, and giraffe died.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, just thrown that straight at me.
Yeah.
Without any warning, anything to do with animals. But I'm a soft kid. I can cry at all sorts.
Me too.
Probably once a week. It doesn't really.
Yeah, it just becomes the norm, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I cried with one of my mates the other week because we were having a heart to heart. That because I'm quite lucky that I've known all my best friends since I was really young, and we were having a chat after a few years. I think I was then.
Yeah, I am, and I've always been quite emotional and soppy, but it has grown tenfold, a millionfold since I had kids. I don't know why. I don't know what's happened to me. I've cried at Pixar films, and our eldest. I'm going to go into a bit of a tale, but he was really good at swimming. He's just turned 5 yesterday. He was really confident at swimming until from the age about 1 right up until he was about 2.5, and then he kind of fell into the water. He had like a life jacket on, but he kind of had a bit of a tipple in water, and it really knocked his confidence. And then COVID came. I've been taking him swimming. I've really built him up. And last week he went into going up the classes. I'm really boring you now, but he went in the pool by himself, and we're like swimming in his new class by himself. And I was just stood with my wife, and I just crying my eyes out. People around me are looking at me. My wife's going, "Are you crying?" I'm like, I'm just blubbering. I thought, I'm just so proud of him that he's from where he was, this little shivering mess who didn't even get in. And now he's swimming. He's got all his new friends. I was just, crying my eyes out. But yeah, I'm like Chris. I cry at everything. I've cried at TV shows I've watched with the kids. Anything. I've cried at sport. I haven't cried once that a bloke I worked with got a new job, and it was like a real big, like step up in his career. He's like, because it was like a massive step for him, and he's like, I got the job, and I started welling up.
Yeah,
I'm so chuffed for you. I'm like, he's like, are you crying? I'm like, I know, but I'm so happy for you. I'm just, yeah.
Thing is, I give my wife stick because she cries at really weird stuff. Like she cried on last Friday because Neighbours finished, and I was like, get a grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cry at a giraffe having an operation on.
And you'll cry, and I'll cry at my kids swimming. Reese, are you back?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Welcome back.
I'll have to get my phone. So,
well, when was the last time you cried?
well, I watched DIY SOS the other weekend, so it'd been that.
That's another one.
Does me every time.
It gets you right here.
Don't know why. There's every time just gets me. But a bit like anytime if people die in a movie or a TV series, it doesn't upset me that much. I always laugh because like me and Francie watch Stranger Things, and like when people like die or there's emotional moments, I look across and my fiance's always crying. What are you crying at that for? Yeah, if a dog dies in a movie or a TV series or an animal show or anything like that, I'm gone. There was an episode, Rod Gilbert did like a work experience TV series, and one of them was he did a vet, and they had to put a dog down in this pair of 30 minutes, and I can't watch Marley and Me anymore.
No,
the movie Marley and Me ends.
I just feel like that film, Marley and Me, it needs to come with like a fucking warning. When you're watching it, when you're streaming it, press play, and then a big banner pops up. Beware.
I've not seen
beware. And then you can skip that, and then another banner pops up. Are you fucking sure? Like 5 different warnings, and then you can watch it. Because I wasn't prepared
for
that.
On a flight you once on holiday. When Thompson used to put TVs on a flight to like Turkey or whatever. Like they put that on a flight once, so the whole plane were just crying.
Everyone just in bits. Have a nice holiday.
I was once in tears flying to Australia, watching some crap rom-com. I can't even remember what it was. And I had all air stewardess. Are you all right, sir? You all right, sir? I'm like,
are you okay? I'm fine.
I'm watching this shitty rom-com.
Talking of crying, Alan asks, what is one of the most painful things you have ever seen? Anyone seen anything? The most painful thing I've ever seen, I once stumbled across Truth Talking Maverick's Twitter page, and that was pretty... That really made me wince.
I don't do Twitter that much, but I did have a few run-ins with him. And then I thought, it's not worth it, is it?
No, you're right.
The man's in a relationship with something called Maureen, which is basically a cardboard box covered in tin foil. It's not worth it. That and salad cream.
Salad cream, yeah.
You love salad cream. That in its end makes him weird. What's the most painful thing you've ever... Has anyone seen anything... painful?
The MotoGP today. I don't know if you've seen Marc Marquez's crash in the MotoGP today, but it's horrendous. I think the worst when it comes to like the worst injuries I've ever seen, like the worst accidents, it's like the F1 and MotoGP. Some of them are horrendous, but if you get a chance to have a look at it, the one that Marc Marquez had in the MotoGP was horrendous. He went flying off his bike today, and I was proper worried.
I once got lost on do you know when you go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and like you end up watching videos and you thought, how have I got to this?
Yeah,
how have I got to?
Why am I here?
And it was I think it was an F1 crash. Well, it wasn't. Well, there was a crash and there were an F1 car on fire.
Wow.
I think it was Formula One. Anyway, and another car comes around and you see what you think's an explosion. And you think the front of the car's exploded. No, it was the fire attendant running across the road to get to the car, and the racing car hits the person, the body.
Wow.
And I was like, this was about 2 a.m. after I'd just been searching YouTube.
You're trying to get some sleep.
I'm like,
what have you been searching for the algorithm to put that on?
I'm going to say.
I'm like, I'm sure I wasn't looking at stuff like that an hour ago.
How did I end up here?
Yeah, sorry, that's taking it. One of the worst things that I saw live was, can you remember Chev Walker breaking his leg?
Funny enough, that was mine.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
I was actually stood in South Stand for that, which I don't usually stand in South Stand, and I were fairly close.
Oh,
that was awful.
Yeah, that noise as well. I still remember the noise.
Same with, when Harry Newman broke his leg. Fortunately, it wasn't it was on our league, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like really good footage.
But that was a bad one.
And then you heard him screaming. Ooh.
Oh, Laurie, seen anything painful?
The Chev Walker thing was bad. I was stood in the South Stand, literally directly in front of it, and I still remember him waving to the South Stand as he got waved, as he got lifted, taken away, and he doesn't remember it because of the adrenaline, and it was just so bad. Many years ago, I was playing for a social team who were playing at the game that we were playing was at Shaw Cross, and I wasn't fit enough to play, so my mate dragged in a ringer, shall we say, to cover me. And he took the ball in, and then all of a sudden we were stood on touchline at Shaw Cross, and we had this crack, and it was like, what was that? And it's basically the lad that was covering me and ended up snapping his arm in 3 places.
Oh my God.
Lovely question, this wasn't it? Lovely question.
I know, and literally, I was stood there, and I remember me and my friends all looked at him.
I hope you're happy, Alan.
Yeah, what was that noise? And about half an hour later,
my arm.
Ambulance turned up, dragged the lad away, and I was like, I'm so glad I'm not playing in this game now. Literally, the guy was carrying his, yeah.
Can you remember that a few years back when the ref got hit? Was it OKR? Can't remember what ref.
Oh.
And he ran into him and snapped his leg. Yeah, they're mic'd up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Who was that? I know what you mean, but I can't remember who it was.
I can't.
Vaguely
remember it.
Bald-headed guy. Smacked him. He was an OKR player. I remember that, I think.
Oh my God, what's he called?
That's going to bug me now.
Somebody Google it.
I can't remember his name. People listening to this now shouting at the. However, they're listening to this.
Right, let me have a look.
Right.
But yeah, because he's mic'd up, you're
my fucking leg.
Not Crowder, obviously going, yeah, ref's falling off.
Phil Bentham? No.
Who's that? Sorry, Reese.
Phil Bentham.
Yes.
Phil Bentham, that's it.
Phil Bentham. All I had in my head was Steve Ganson, but I didn't want him. Yeah. Painful. Tyler's been asking us music questions for ages. Tyler's music question this week. What is your best song at the moment, Reese?
I'm going to have to go with Spotify for this.
What are you listening to at the moment?
There's a couple, because I really like 17 Going Under by Sam Fender, because it's just brilliant. I think the one I'm going to go for is probably Wake Me Up by Foles. I've listened to a lot of Foles because I went to go see him in Millennium Square.
You had to go see him, didn't you?
Yeah, so that's probably one of them at the moment. The other one is probably Morning Blue by a German band called Giant Rooks. They're really, really good. So they're the 2 songs that I'm listening to. I'm a bad person. If I get a song that I really, really like, I will play it constantly.
Me too.
Constantly.
I'm the same. Just on repeat forever. Chris, what's your best song at the moment, mate?
It's a really difficult one, isn't it? I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of a band called The Boxer Rebellion. They're awesome. I'm really into what's she called? I've lost. She's not Sweden. Young girl.
Oh, Sigrid.
Yeah.
Because I do it. I mean, I've been in bands since I was 12, 13, but I veer more to music production now, and I've got my own studio. So the production on stuff is just unbelievable. I'm a bit of I quite like modern pop music that's well produced, like Dua Lipa, stuff like that. But Sigrid, I think she's just brilliant. I watched her at Glastonbury on TV, and she was awesome.
Loz, what's your best song at the moment, mate?
Cue a really crazy random dance track, by the way.
No, but Taylor Swift.
It's actually a DJ producer called Genix who's got a song called Bass Island. and it's amazing. And I'm saving it a couple of weeks' time, and if you don't play that, I'll cry. But yeah, that's my song at the moment. Yeah,
I've got two because I've been spending a lot of, obviously, kids are on holiday from school. I've been spending loads of time with them in the car, and they love two songs at the moment. One is Coldplay, Higher Power. They love that, so now they've made me love that because they love that, and I'm a soft get, so I just love, just like, you know. And the other one is, I can't remember what it is. It's about being at a funeral. It sounds mad, but I can't remember who sings it. It's really American, but is it Youngblood? Youngblood Funeral or something. So those two are what we're constantly got on repeat, which is quite refreshing because prior to that it was just Encanto, and anyone that's got a kid will just completely
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, to that song. So anything that wasn't that was really refreshing. I kind of jumped on those two. Brian's jumped on Tyler's idea of asking us music questions, and Brian's asking us film questions. Last week he asked us our favourite animated film, and he says, I'm not into superhero films at all, but I did watch Into the Spider-Verse and really enjoyed it. Told you, it's a good film. Watch it. Brian asks us, who is your favourite director?
It's an easy one for me this at the moment.
I'll go, Reese. Go, take it.
No, hang on. I need to make sure I'm saying this right because I always get this wrong when I say this. Taika Waititi.
Oh yeah,
nice. Yeah, I know him. Just did
totally amazing.
Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, that's a great.
Jojo Rabbit obviously did Ragnarok, Thor. He's doing the fourth. Hunt for the Wilder People. Yes. Phenomenal movie.
With what's it called?
Shark versus what's it called? Quite old. It's probably 15 years old. Shark versus
Eagle versus Shark.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yes, that was his first feature film.
I like him. I like his humour.
Yeah, very good. Jojo Rabbit's master.
That's brilliant. I loved that. And that was a film, Jojo Rabbit, that I just kind of stumbled upon. And I watched it. I was just saying to my wife, I was just like, you have to watch this. It's unbelievable.
I don't watch a lot of films. I'm not a big film person, but yeah.
Who's your favourite director then, Chris?
At the moment, Mike Lee. I got COVID at Christmas, and I was quite happy about that because it meant that I could just stay at home. And I'd watched a few Mike Lee stuff, and I was like, it's always been my intention to go through the whole back catalogue. I'm like, well, I can't leave the house. Just going to watch.
No better time than now.
Exactly. Mike Lee.
Laurie, brilliant. Favourite film director?
Tarantino.
Yeah, he's mine. He's mine, definitely. The only one of his I didn't like, it was his latest one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That one I missed for me. That missed for me. But all the others, yeah, I love them. Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown.
Amazing.
Loved them. Yeah, love them. Reese, have you got the rest of the mailbag? I'm done here.
Yeah, I do, yeah. So the first one's from Kimber. It's more of a comment and a question to people that are listening. But notice that we're having obviously quite a lot of more women names popping up in the mailbag recently. I don't think we've had a women guest on.
No, I still want one.
So he was asking if any of them do fancy coming to the show to even it out. We'd love it. Is my response to that. So if any of the women are interested that do listen, I know there's Melissa in the past that's made coming in.
Melissa, Emma, oh goodness me, what's another name? Louisa.
It'd be good for you to interview one of the players.
We've tried.
We're trying.
We're fighting the good fight.
We're nearly there.
I think we're getting closer.
Yeah, we're nearly there on that one. So yeah, we'd love to have them on. So we are trying to do that. But yeah, any female listeners or anyone for that matter. But yeah, it'd be really good if anyone just want to come on.
We'd love, to be honest, we'd love a female regular. We don't just want like a one-off guest. We need more diversity on here. We'd love more diversity. So yeah, anyone listening to this, just get in touch with either me or Reese. You can definitely come on. We want you to be continuous, like a new regular for us, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
The next set of questions are yours, Laurie. One of them was a bit of a preemptive question, which was, could you honestly believe Zane Tetivano's red card today?
If he'd have been sent off today, I would have had like an aneurysm. I said to my friends, if he gets sent off, just make the great volunteers, just make them aware, the first aiders, that I have passed out due to anger. I don't know what they'd do. I need a shot of adrenaline to bring me back to life because I'll just pass out. Thankfully, it didn't go that way.
So we don't have to worry about that
today. I don't think he considered a penalty today.
I don't think he did.
What's your favourite book?
Mullet as well.
Yeah, mullet. If he gets the mullet, then he's back in the good books.
He's winning me over.
Yeah. What's your favourite book?
Trainspotting by Irving Welsh or Glue by Irving Welsh.
Straight in there.
Yeah. I'm not a big reader, really. I do like an audiobook, but I listen to Nomad, Alan Partridge.
Oh, Partridge, yeah. Love a bit of Partridge.
The autobiography is good, but this one's about him travelling around the country. It's brilliant.
So the favourite book is obviously the man himself, Rob.
I can't read it or listen to it.
I read it on holiday. It wasn't a great idea.
Really tough.
Yeah. In fact, that was the last time I actually did cry because I was sat on a sunbed reading that.
I'm a wimp. I didn't even watch the documentary they did on the BBC.
You should have done. It's amazing.
It's pathetic, really, isn't it?
It's one of those where you know what you're getting into. You know it's going to upset you, but I think that's the kind of point of it, isn't it? In a sense, it's like that. You know what I mean? So you kind of know, like I said, Marley and me, you need that warning. You are going to be in absolute bits at the end of this.
I will read it. I'm just not ready.
Need more time.
Another really good book that I read recently. So if anyone's into history, Brothers in Arms by James Holland. It was on the Sherwood Rangers in World War II, one of the tank regiments. That was really, really interesting. So if anyone's interested in that, James Holland's fantastic anyway. But anyone's interested in that. Laurie, what was your answer to that?
My favourite book's about the killing fields in Cambodia, which if anybody wants to look up on, it's a bit of a serious one. But there's a book about a guy who spent time there and his life, how it changed when he got made to work there. I'll get the details. I've got it somewhere else. I didn't think I'd be asked this question, so I'll get the book details if anybody wants it. I'll pass it on to them.
I can't believe the selection of books we've just had. Book club.
Yeah, it's good. Next podcast special, book club.
Pat on the back for that. I'm impressed.
What would you never get tattooed on yourself?
Oh God, state of my tattoos. I can't say something that I'd never get because I just would never ever get a scum badge or a cast. That would never happen. So I guess it'd have to be something that I don't know. A tribal tattoo, something on my lower back. I don't know. I mean, I've got some really rubbish tattoos, so people haven't seen.
Probably.
Yeah. My advice would be don't get them.
Anything in it. I ain't got any, so
don't bother. If anyone's even thinking now, get on. I won't bother because
I would never have Laurie tattooed on me.
Laurie's face.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a Laurie's face anywhere. Yeah.
Talking of Laurie,
unless he was wearing the pink kit, that might actually sway me a bit.
That would be worth it. Talking of Laurie and tattoos, we haven't forgotten, young man. Your pledge.
Yeah, it will still happen, mate. I'll still get it done if we win the grand final.
If we win the grand final, Laurie's gonna. What was it, Loz?
Chris Kendall. Kendall. Oh, what are it now?
Hashtag Chris Kendall is amazing or something.
It will Kendall Summit, won't it? We'll have
to listen back when we do get there and win it.
If somebody could remember what I typed, I'll put, I'll gladly do it. But hashtag Kendall,
Kendall was amazing or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was the first game at season or it's first, second game at season. You're reviewing that and we're like, we'll get a tattoo.
I'll gladly do it if we win the grand final.
Is there anything that you wouldn't get tattooed? Does anyone? No.
Yeah, Laurie.
That's the answer.
Yeah. Cheers, Rick.
Next question's from Dylan. It's a simple question. Cam Smith, should he be in the World Cup squad?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
You are talking to the founding members of the CSAS, so we have to say yes.
It should be in the squad, but we're going to get with Sean Wayne in charge. He's not going to pick many Leeds players.
Victor Radley's declared as well, hasn't he?
Victor Radley, Morgan Knowles. Both
you're going to get loads of Wigan and Saints players. And
loads of Wigan, even ex-Wigan. You know, Mickey Mack, and they'll all get in.
Yeah,
I think his on form, he should get in. I'd pick him anyway because I like what he does. You know, like he's a bit different to the usual. Because usually it's just another prop, in it. That's the route Wayne will go down.
That's something that might actually trouble Aussies, which is a bit. That's what we used to have, didn't it? Paul handling 13s.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I ended up watching NRL this morning on Fox, Fox NRL thing, and there were Matty John's show after the game this morning, and they were just boasting about, we're going to send the best team out to England for World Cup. We're going to send this player, and you're like, already like, oh my God, what we're going to have to face.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can only have 13 on pitch at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think we need to be more worried about Samoa.
Yeah.
Well, the amount of players, you're absolutely bang on there, the amount of players that are finally declaring that they're going to play for them.
I mean, I'm going to opening game at Newcastle.
Mm.
I'm going corporate. I've got.
Ooh. So,
I'm taking some clients.
For some. Paul Laurie can't afford to bob Lyon.
No, I'm taking some clients. The clients just happen to be 6 of my mates. So,
what more could you ask for?
Coincidence.
How can we all inquire how to be your client?
Yeah, I'm going to say you. Let me know. I'll come and join you.
But I don't think we'll win that game.
I don't.
No,
The closer we get to it, and the more Samoans that want to play for Samoa, we're like, oh my God, we're gonna get battered.
Plus, we won't be able to tell each other apart in the kit.
Kit clash.
Russell asks, and if any of you get PTSD or anything got from this one, just let me know, or it draws back to some bad memories. But what life story does your mum have of you that's embarrassing?
Oh, right.
Let me just get her on.
You are.
It's a podcast in itself, that, Russell.
I can tell you this already. Oh, that's bad.
Go for it.
So when I was about 3 or 4, I thought it'd be a good idea to shove a load of paper up my nose to impress her. So I'm there shoving...
I mean, how much did you get up there?
Did you just say
3 sheets of A4? That is impressive.
Right. So basically, I'm there shoving paper up my nose, right? I probably should have generally
34 or 34 or 3 or 4.
34.
Right, so I'm shuffling paper up my nose, right? And I'm there like, look, Mum, I'm putting paper up my nose and I couldn't breathe, right? Next thing you know, I'm in LGI getting the doctor to put tweezer up my nose to pull all the paper out. True story.
How much did you get up?
I don't know, but it was apparently a lot, yeah.
I'm fascinated by this. What were your technique? Were you just like rolling it and then sliding it in?
I can't believe
balls and stuff in there.
I mean, there's plenty of other stories probably, but this one is the highlight, I think, of my young life.
One day, Laurie, you're gonna sneeze. And there's gonna be like a little pea shoot of paper.
A 30-year-old piece of paper that's been in his nose all that time. Oh,
They'll just sneeze and they'll just land on things.
I mean, there you go. Yeah.
Kind of intrigued by that. How much did you get up?
I don't even want to know now. I don't even think it was a good idea. Obviously, it wasn't a good
Technique.
idea.
What were the questions? Sorry.
I'm not sure we can top that. I'm not going to lie. Like every other story now. The question was, what life story does your mum have of you that's embarrassing?
I ain't got anything that's like that.
Nothing that tops that.
I think
we should just leave it at that.
I think Laurie's just hit it out of the park with that stuff in paper.
Sorry,
as good as it gets.
Yeah, there's no point, is there? Moving on, doing that. Anyway, next question was from Chid1. Interesting question. And I think there was a couple of moans at this at the game today. But is Leeds' non-existent lines being a tactic or just bad defending?
Tactic.
I felt that way in second half because
when we were in Lafay run across the whole line and back.
Yeah, the line speed were non-existent, and I was thinking, this is on purpose. This
it's been not through. Smith took over.
There's a team, isn't there?
I don't mind it.
It seems to be working.
It can't be bad defending when a team that's good in attack only scored 3 tries and we scored more than them.
Yeah.
I just don't know whether it'll work against Saints if they're firing in.
Mm.
Don't worry about that.
And I've never been a massive fan of line speed anyway. How Saints play it. I'm not a huge fan. I actually prefer how we're playing. It's kind of like keeping integrity in it. So you're keeping your line. Let's see what you've got.
Well, it's working, so keep doing it.
Put it this way, if you think about what we were playing like 6 months ago, we
were actually conceding less tries in the Agar and JJB area. We were conceding like 2.6 a week. We're now conceding about 4, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
but we're scoring way more.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't. Yeah,
have we scored more than 30 in the last 5 games?
Maybe
something like that. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
keeping Reese on his toes.
Yeah,
yeah, it will have been. Yeah.
So, and then the last questions are from Sam, who is following from your lead, Laurie, of asking 3 at a time. His first question is my favourite question, and it's for me. That's why it's my favourite. Which football manager save?
There we go.
Which football manager save are you most proud of? So, obviously, I've been waxing lyrical about I thoroughly enjoy playing football manager. Sam, my actual favourite save is actually one I'm the most proud of. Is actually what I'm doing right now.
Just look at his face; he's so happy.
No, you can see it in the wall already.
I'm currently playing in the Championship with Guiseley AFC, and I went back to back from League 2 to League. I went back to back from the National League, League 2, and League 1.
Really
3 promotions in a row. So I mean, I'm only in 2026, 27, something like that, and I'm in the Championship with Guiseley. So that's probably been
Reese? Is this the save that you almost lost?
It was the save that almost lost. That I had a panic attack for about a good 24 hours. But yeah,
well played, mate. Well played.
So good. Love the game. If I honestly like these people like dream jobs. It's not a dream job. I'd love to be like a person that could just play football manager and people pay me to do it. Like, be brilliant. They actually had an advertisement for an HR job. I was like, I really should just apply for that. Like, do I get to play the game for the job? Like, but anyway.
Yeah.
Number 2 was for us all, which is overall, do you think the redevelopment of the South Stand has improved Headingley from a fan point?
What a coincidence! We were speaking about this earlier.
For those of you that are not watching a video, I think Laurie has answered this physically. But do you want to go first, mate?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Aesthetically pleasing, it looks nice. But as in a match day experience, no. The old South Stand was incredible. It had atmosphere, it had passion, it had friendships made.
It had piss falling through the bottom end of it.
It was great.
Asbestos falling from above.
It was literally like everyone. I made so many friends in the old South Stand, and now you look at it and it's just not the same. But that's me. People might think different, but it's not the same.
I don't stand there, so
I don't anymore.
I have done a few times. It was falling to bits, wasn't it? I'm a massive fan of what they've done to Headingley.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing. Because the easy thing would be to move out, wouldn't it, and build a shitty empty kit.
Ball, soulless, build a box stadium.
I think it's one of the best stadiums in the country.
I think it's the best in the world.
I didn't stand in South Stand, so I can kind of get what you mean.
I quite like the redevelopment. Obviously, I love the old stand. I love the stadium as it is. I still enjoy the South Stand now. I think that Headingley is probably in either code is probably one of 2 best solely for rugby purpose, because there's not many stadiums that are just solely rugby that all have shared. I think Headingley is probably one of 2 of the best stadiums in the country for rugby.
It's up there with Leicester.
In domestic.
And to be controversial, I know away fans won't like this, but the fact that the Western Terraces are pretty much original adds to it.
I like it.
I bloody love
the old and the new.
When it rains, I love it.
And I don't understand their argument when they say, "Oh, what about the away fans? We get wet." Well, you don't have to stand there. Buy
That's
a
what I
ticket.
said to them.
Buy a
Don't-
ticket for a seat if you're that bothered.
Yeah.
You can sit wherever you want. You choose to be there.
Don't allocate some of the seats to away fans.
Yeah. No,
I've been to them, yeah.
that side of the north stand, isn't it? Closest to.
Go and stand then, you moaning gets.
Go in there, yeah. Don't moan at us.
But I think the stand is better it functions better in terms of the bars, the toilets and stuff like it. It just functions better because it's a modern stand.
Make no mistake, the old South stand needed flattening. Everyone, I think every Leeds fan, every rugby league fan agrees with that. But it's like we were speaking about earlier, that it should have been a full terrace. I know we're kind of talking like the horse was bolted here, but someone's asked, so should have been a whole terrace. They should have just done a whole terrace again. But then I think it was Laurie or Reese who mentioned earlier that they had to put the people from the north stand somewhere. But I do love Headingley as it is now. But I'll always be gutted that it isn't a full terrace. And like Laurie said earlier, everyone seems to be from the old south stand. They're scattered all over now. Like someone in West.
Would they have been able to get it that imposing and that big though, with it all being terracing?
That's what I mean. These are the questions that they could have.
I think it had to be because it's double tiered. It's huge, isn't it?
Massive, yeah.
They'd have just made it terracing. Would it have looked like that side at Warrington? My favourite team.
Yeah.
That team.
It wouldn't have looked as impressive, I don't think. The final question, and are you wanting to do your sign off, Lottie, now, or do you want to do it after I've asked this question?
No, I'll do it after.
Okay. Now it's confirmed we're getting to the grand final. This is still from Sam, by the way. So now it's confirmed we are getting to the grand final.
I like your style, Sam.
Do we wear the pink kit
in the grand final?
In the grand final,
I think we have to do it.
Yeah,
because imagine if we didn't, and we lost, we'd be like, Jesus Christ, why didn't we wear the pink kit? It's like a no-brainer.
I think so.
Awful. Oh, it's god awful. I hate it.
I'm wearing this, and I think this is awful.
Yours looks a bit orange right now, Laurie, from our camera.
Yeah, it's looking slightly better.
Old Trafford's a neutral venue. We've wore one shirt at a neutral venue this year, and it's that one.
That's true.
Just as long as you don't ever wear that grey thing.
It's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah, the grey has to go. I think the club are aware of that now.
Wear that on Friday, and we're going to lose because of it.
No, we're going to wear pink. We'll wear the pink. It'll be fine.
I think the club will love
can't wear pink against
riding.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair shout. We'll have to wear blue. It's fine.
It'll have to be the home or the Borough shirt.
We can't,
They'll wear that grey thing. It's horrendous.
Oh, Christ.
We haven't
won last time we wore that. We're going to wear it.
We haven't won wearing that. You just look at your teammates and go, this is just drab. This is just horrendous.
It is bad. I hear that kit now.
Yes, we definitely have to wear the pink kit when we get to Old Trafford. Is that the end of the mailbag, Reese?
That is the end of the mailbag.
And that is the end of the podcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you've watched this live, if you're watching it back, thank everybody for listening. Really appreciate you listening and getting involved. We'll always have a platform. I'll just say again, if you are a lady, if you're a woman, we'd love to have you on as a regular. Don't be afraid to get in touch with either me or Reese at Lot17A at The Owl and Fleece. Laurie, as always, thank you for your good work again. I think you're back. I think Laurie's back. Last game, Cass?
Yeah.
You're in for that one. That's next time we'll see Laurie. Chris, brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, you're welcome back anytime. Just get in touch and you can review any game you want. Reese, as always. We'll have to do the stats for this one on the next one.
I'll just do my usual tweet out at some point during the week.
Oh, yeah. Follow the Owl and Fleece and he'll send that tweet out. Thanks, everybody, for watching, listening, and we'll be back to review the win against Hull KR. Take care, everybody. See you soon.